Hello. It has in fact been a little bit of a minute since I went to Japan. It's been a whole mess between like kidney stones and root canals and a lot going on. So I never got the chance to make this video, but it was always in the works. Even like before I went to Japan, I figured this was gonna be a thing. I didn't quite realize the scope it was gonna take. I like nail polish. I'm not sitting in front of my nail polish shelf currently, but that's because my desk is a mess and I don't have the room I need right now. But you guys have seen my nail polish shelf before. It's fucking huge. It's full of nail polish. I have a whole video about building it. So like you guys have definitely seen it. So I like nail polish, and when I went to Japan, the goal was always going to be to collect like some Japanese nail polish, or like nail polish that's only sold in Japan. Most specifically, I wanted like lowest common denominator nail polish in Japan. Basically like dollar store nail polish, but for Japan. Not because I'm not looking for quality or anything like that. It's because I kind of wanted like what the average Japanese consumer would actually use for nail polish. That wasn't like a big box brand that's from America or from Canada or from, you know, like I wanted Japanese nail polish that was like truly Japanese and like you couldn't find in the States. I guess that's my main goal, is I would not be able to find this in the States, because sure, they sell things like SE and OPI and all that kind of stuff, but that's not what I'm looking for. I can buy that here. Now, when I went to Italy, I had a really tough time with this. There could be plenty of factors in that, mostly that I didn't have a lot of time to actually go and find a bunch of nail polish stores or like gas stations and stuff, or like dollar stores. So I did not find any nail polish in Italy that wasn't a brand that I can also find here. And I've said it several times already, but I would obviously love to go back to Italy and try again at that front, but I was only there for like 3 days, so it just didn't end up working out. In Japan, however, I was there for like 2 weeks, and I found some nail polish. My original goal in Japan was to get like 2, 5, 10 bottles of nail polish. Like, that's a lot of nail polish for me, considering that I was gonna have to bring it home, and also that I'm used to US sizes, which are like 12 millimeters to like 15, 16 millimeters. Bigger bottles, basically. So like I said, I did find nail polish, and I did find brands that I couldn't find in the US, but the thing that kind of screwed me over is for some reason I had decided that I was gonna buy at least one nail polish from every brand I could find. This whole box is full of nail polish. Here are my swatch rings for my Japan collection. It's a lot of nail polish. I've got a lot of brands. A lot of them don't have colors or like shade names, or they do have a shade name that I can't quite read. The biggest difference between the nail polish in Japan that I was finding versus the nail polish that is very common here in the States is a lot of them are like in these big, long, tall bottles, which I love these. I think they're a lot easier to store. But like even ones that are in different shapes are kind of smaller than I'm used to, just being in America. This is 4.5 milliliters, which is like a third of some of these sizes. I did find some bigger ones, obviously, and I was happy that I was able to find like specialty nail polishes and not just crims. A lot of them are very subtle, very pretty. I also noticed there was a lot of pinks. A lot of nude shades. I really dislike those, just that's personal preference. I like very loud nail polish. So for me, I'm more trying to avoid like nudes and stuff, but I would love these like shimmery blues and like purples and stuffs, and I always try and buy browns and blacks wherever I go, because you can never have enough black and there's very rarely brown options. Same thing with like grays and whites. It's really hard to get a good gray color, and it's really hard to get a good white coverage, not necessarily color, but so I typically buy whites, blacks, grays, and like browns if I see them, just because I need to like have more of those. But specifically this one brand, Nailholic, I went into a gas station like close to the Airbnb we were renting. They had like a whole aisle in the store that were these. This is like almost my first day there. I bought so many of these. I think I bought 30 of these, and I'll show you why. Before you like freak out, I'll show you why. They had these like really intense, really beautiful, really fun toppers. Like, look at that. Those are trans colors. I know they didn't do that on purpose, but these are like really chunky, big flakies in the trans colors. And they had this like mermaid green, like really like shimmery, but it's like bigger shimmers than this one, and it has like a blue shift to it. And then they have like this really chunky like brown with gold glitters in it, and then they have this like really chunky gold foil looking thing, and like this purple is so pretty. And the thing is, a lot of these like these toppers and everything, they came in like sets, and if you've known me for more than like 3 seconds, you know that if a nail polish comes in a set, I'm gonna get the whole set. But for the Nailholic ones specifically, I was gonna get like everything they offered me, which was a lot of them. Like there was a whole set of these big chunky flakies I was showing you earlier. Like here's the trans colored one, here's the silvered one, and then they have like this rose gold one, and it's like there was 6 to 9 polishes per set, and there was like 4, 5, 6 different sets. But like it's really nice like white shimmery one, like it's so pretty. because the shimmers are like kind of big and it catches the light. So the Nailholic ones specifically I got so many of, but then there were other really cute ones, like this teeny tiny little bottle. It was like a pack of like 6, and they all had like specific names, and like they were fancy packaging. It was really cute. I obviously don't have the packaging anymore because it was like disposable plastic stuff, so I didn't keep it, but it was so cute. And like this is a really interesting bottle with like a really fun color. Blues are one of my favorite colors in nail polishes. And like look at this purple. It's like a soft lavender like jelly with these like bright like flakies in it. They're like iridescent, and even just the polish in the bottle by itself looks like it's gonna like be super fun on the nail. I got some holographic ones. It's always fun to like compare different hollows to each other. These are particularly like big and chunky and flaky. And I got like a lot of these like toppers from this specific brand. It had a lot of toppers. Like this is a blue one, this is a red one. I tried to get like every color they had. And like here's another like topper. The reason I got a lot of toppers when I went to Japan is because more commonly than not, it's actually just crims, and it's usually like a beige, like an off-white, like a creamy color, or like a pink. Like to be honest, a lot of the colors were not that interesting, so I would actually gravitate to the toppers that were being sold in that particular brand. Although when they did do a color, like these are good colors. Like this is such a good gold color. Holo Taco released a gold very similar to this kind of recently. It's such a good like warm gold color. I like that color a lot. Here's a gold with like holographic in it, and I just love a lot of these like bottle shape. This one reminds me a lot of like Mooncat or Lights Lacquer. This one I think Addiction Tokyo. I think this might have been the one that was like the most expensive. This one was like $14 to $15 because I bought it from like a beauty supply store instead of like a gas station. Similar bottle shape, but this one is like a gray with like these little scattered hollow flakies in it. I like this one a lot. But I just also love these like really long, like tall, skinny bottles. Like I said, I got a black in every brand I could find that had a black because you can never go wrong with black. This one is so weird. So it looks just black. It's like a flaky topper. It's like black flakies. Like look at that. But the gelatin is like also tinted kind of gray. It's really weird and really cool. I like it. A lot of these polishes have like 2 or 3 different layers to them. Like this one is a blue but also has like a shimmer running through it, but also has like bigger, chunkier, flaky, iridescent flaky that are like green. And again, I tend to gravitate towards more complicated polishes rather than a crim. But like this is a fun color. I like blues. And then you'd have some that came in like these polishes, and at first I thought these were gonna be gels because gels come in these kinds of bottles a lot where it's like it's not clear and this is the color it's supposed to be, like how this is the same kind of like gray color, but they're not gels as far as I know. Like they dried down. Again, they're black. I got a black in every color, every brand I could find. This is a fun one. And then like this bottle, it's shaped like a like a little bow. It's so cute. It's so tiny. I think I did like one swatch stick with it and it's half empty. But it's like I got this one from like a dollar store, and then like this little one, it's like a fall colored like flaky top coat. It's so pretty. This one and like this one were like all in the same set of these tiny bottles, just like all on shelves together. And like this, and like in that same collection there's like this really pretty like pinky purple with these like purple iridescents and these blue iridescents. It's just so pretty. Now I will say the thing about all of these nail polishes is none of them are very opaque. Even the blacks are kind of like it takes like 4 to 5 coats to get them to completely cover your nail. Like anything metallic is going to be a little bit different because the chemical is different, but a lot of these just like they take so many coats to actually like cover your nail. And like they're all really pretty colors, but almost like every single polish, even the crims, have this kind of like jelly quality to them where they're like slightly see-through. This could just be like coming from what's popular in Japan. Maybe that's more popular over there where people like to see their visible nail line and that kind of stuff, or because these are a lot of these like flaky ones like to layer on top of each other. I don't know really, but I just thought that was interesting that like a lot of polishes that I'm used to are at least attempting to be opaque in like 2 to 3 coats, where these took like 7 sometimes. Like things like this chunky glitters, normally like that kind of stuff covers fairly easily because there's just like literally the glitters are taking up so much space, but there's so much like of that clear liquid that they're like suspended in that it makes it really hard to get coverage, even on something like that where it looks like it should get coverage pretty easily. This one and these two I got to compare to each other, but as you can see they're not quite the same gold. The hollow little flakies in there look almost identical, but the golds are a little bit different. And then this one, similar color gold, but it has silver flakies instead of the holographic flakies. Just a pure red because you can never go wrong with just a red. But like I said, I got so many of these like Nailholic ones because it's like they had a line of shimmers and then they had a line of flakies and then they had a line of top coats and then they had a line of iridescents. It was a lot, and I just got, instead of like trying to pick and choose which one I liked the best from each of them, because I honestly liked most of them, I just went through and bought the whole line. And at that store particularly where I found all these Nailholic ones, it was a lot. Like it was a lot of money. Tiny nail polish. Like it was so much that like the card had an issue going through and like the cashiers had to like do like a bunch of fixes to try and get it to work, which was pretty unfortunate but pretty funny. Yellows and oranges, like yellows and oranges are so hard to find. These are so pretty and they're each in a different formula. Like here's another yellow. Yellows are really hard to find, at least ones that I like. Teeny tiny. It's like an off-white with like gold flakies running through it. Oh, this one's really cool. It's like blue-green topper. I ended my Japan trip with 82 nail polishes. And if you want to count the top coat, 83. Obviously, I didn't think about how I was going to take this home until it was too late. How was I supposed to bring almost 100 bottles of nail polish back in a bag that was already mostly stuffed when I came? And like, none of these bottles are technically over the like limited amount of liquid you have to have. You can have per bottle, and this was going in a checked bag anyway. I obviously was able to get it home, but it was a little bit terrifying there for a little bit, wondering like, are they all gonna shatter? Like, are they gonna stop me at TSA and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know that annoying little mesh pocket that's in the front of most suitcases that, as far as I know, nobody knows what to do with? Yeah, so that was like jam-packed full of nail polish. It made my suitcase so much fucking heavier, like so much heavier. So I have like legitimately like a little collection of nail polish that I bought in Japan. It's nowhere near the size of that collection, but still like, that's a lot of nail polish. And the goal is eventually to get like, rather than that shelf, like standing glass cabinets, and I want to kind of give these like their own little section so that they're not in a box on the floor. They're like actually presentable and like pretty. And I love these polishes and I obviously would love to use them. My only issue with using them is I'm never gonna get like another version of these. These are the only, like, this bottle of polish, this is the only bottle of this kind of polish I'm gonna have, and it's so small and these are so sheer that like I was showing you with that like bow tie one, it's with one swatch stick the bottle's half empty. So I'm kind of afraid of overusing them and getting them like dried out and sticky and like basically ruining the only chance of me ever having this nail polish. Something like this I'm a little bit less afraid because there's like a lot of nail polish in here, but like I use this nail polish a lot, and you might look at that big ass shelf and be like, you'll never use that amount of nail polish. Do you know how many polishes I have finished off? It's a lot. I have absolutely had to order replacement colors for ones that I just like a lot. Some of the ones that I like the most I usually end up ordering like 2 of. Like right now, my favorite nail polish of all time, I've already had to order a replacement bottle, and my replacement bottle is half empty, so I have just another full bottle ready to go because I fucking love that color. So there is the little bit of like fear that if I use them I won't have them anymore. So I don't know, I kind of go back and forth because like they are such pretty colors and those top coats are so cool and so fun, but like I don't want to use them and then not have them. It's a whole mess. But like I said, the goal is to eventually have them at least on display so I can like not only add them to the collection I already have, but also keep them like separate in a place that like makes logical sense for them to kind of like look back fondly on my Japan trip and be like, oh yeah, this is my insane amount of souvenirs that I got from Japan. I don't know, I just thought it was really interesting that a lot of the bottles are like different shapes that I've never seen here before. The tall skinny ones, like I said, something new to me. Those were the first ones I ever saw when I went nail polish shopping. Typically the colors were a little bit too muted for my taste, but as you saw, I could find plenty of the ones that I did enjoy. And there were just so many different brands that I was able to find, and I doubt I got them all. I got like 12 different brands, I think. I got a lot of different brands. I don't know if I got them all. I doubt I got them all. But it was just kind of like anytime I saw a brand I didn't recognize or didn't think I have, if I could find a color that I liked in it, I would grab it. If I couldn't find a color I liked in it, I would try and find like something close. But yeah, those are the nail polishes that I got while I was in Japan. They're really fun and I like them a lot, and I really badly want to put them on display whenever I get the chance. But for now, I'm trying to keep them safe in a box where they're not gonna get broken. That's why I don't have them on display now, because I think I've mentioned before that I accidentally broke a few of the ones when I was setting up that shelf. So I'm keeping these safely stored away where that won't happen to them. But that's gonna be it for me in this video. I hope y'all enjoyed me talking about nail polish for probably too long. Thank you all for watching this video, and I see you all in the next one. Bye.